Thank you, Chairman Henserlein. H.R. 2643, the State Licensing Efficiency Act, will expand the State's ability to use a federally accepted registry, the nationwide multi-state licensing system, to expedite existing background check processes. I'd like to quickly thank the support of Representatives Fincher, Capuano, Moore, Nagelbauer, Ellison, Huizenga, Lucas, and Meeks for their bipartisan support on this issue. The current NMLS has been used to oversee the mortgage industry since 2008, but the FBI has prevented State regulators, citing an absence in Federal law, from expanding to use it to conduct background checks for other financial services, including money transmitters, pawnbrokers, and check cashers. To date, the Conference of Bank Supervisors has channeled over 1.3 million fingerprint checks of mortgage loan originators under the SAFE Act for the authorized use by State mortgage regulatory agencies and depository institutions through NMLS. In addition, State regulations need Federal legislation. To address the FBI's concerns by amending the SAFE Act to clearly authorize NMLS to process criminal background checks for non-depository licensees beyond mortgage loan originators, when State law requires such a background check. In preparation of this markup, my office has had multiple conversations with FBI to ensure we drafted legislative language that clearly defined congressional intent. NMLS focuses on non-bank financial service providers. The system provides increased collaboration between State banking departments, reduces risk of bad actors continuing financial service operations, and improves the safety and soundness of the financial system as a whole. In short, NMLS provides an added level of assurance to community banks that their business customers and vendors are operating legally. Supported by the CSBS, expanding the use of the NMLS provides State regulators a secure and efficient means by which to conduct background checks on license applications. I want to be clear. This bill does not, I repeat, does not create any new requirements for background checks or fingerprints, but greatly increases efficiency and transparency. Additionally, this bill does not create new licensing requirements. This bill is about the process, not adding an additional layer of regulation. This bill would only relate to financial service businesses that already are required to have background checks conducted but cannot use NMLS because of Federal law. In my home State of Texas, the expansion of NMLS is supported by State Banking Commissioner Charles Cooper and Consumer Credit Commissioner Leslie Pettijohn. In his testimony before this committee earlier this year, Commissioner Cooper indicated that it takes approximately 2 days to approximately 2 weeks to get background checks. The NMLS system can do it in 24 hours or less. Simply put, expanding the use of NMLS will save industry and ultimately the consumer money. At the end of 2014, there were around 20,386 professionals registered in the NMLS system. Those individuals required over 105,000 background checks outside the NMLS system. If my bill were to become law, we'd reduce that number by 80%. I repeat, by 80%, because we'd be using one system instead of 50, saving industry $1.1 million by removing duplicative background checks. Finally, this legislation has had overwhelming support, including 21 co-sponsors from this committee. In addition to CSBS, H.R. 2643 is supported by the Mortgage Bankers Association, the Appraisal Institute, and the Money Transmitter Regulators Association, just to name a few. I have a stack of support letters I'd like to submit and ask unanimous consent to do so for the record.
Without objection.
The FBI has the most comprehensive database of criminal record information from State and Federal criminal justice agencies. As a small business owner myself, my goal is to seek to improve efficiency and transparency where it makes sense. This bill makes sense. I urge passage of this bill and yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the ranking member seek recognition?
I move to strike the last word.
Gentlelady's recognized.